Have you ever wondered why some women just seem to sail through midlife, sharp as a tack, while so many others feel, well, lost in a total cognitive fog? It's a huge deal. So today, we're going to play detective. We're going to investigate this global mystery and find the places where brain fog just doesn't seem to be a thing. And more importantly, what can we learn from them? All right, let's just jump right in with a really big question. What if that brain fog, that forgetfulness, that feeling like you're wading through mental mud, what if it wasn't inevitable? What if it's not just a biological sentence you have to serve, but actually something that's shaped by how we live and where we live? And this quote, wow, it just hits you right in the gut, doesn't it? I thought I was getting Alzheimer's. That's a real fear for so many women. These little memory slips, they don't feel little, they feel terrifying, and they can feel so isolating. But here's what I really want you to hear. You are absolutely not alone. This is not some personal failing. It's a real biological shift that, honestly, we're only just starting to wrap our heads around. Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we're going to start by looking at two totally different stories. Think of it as a tale of two brains. On one side, you've got the common experience in the Western world, which often feels like a crisis. And on the other, you have this incredible resilience that we see in the world's so-called blue zones. And this just lays it all out, plain as day. Look at the difference. In the West, get this, up to 62% of women report struggling with brain fog. Menopause is often painted as this period of decline, something to be managed. But then you look at the blue zones, and it's a completely different picture. It's seen as a natural step, a transition to becoming a respected elder. Women have far fewer cognitive complaints, and they're surrounded by this strong sense of community and purpose. Right away, this tells you biology isn't the whole story, not by a long shot. Okay, and check this out, because the data here is just wild. When you ask American women about their top complaints in midlife, what do you hear? Forgetfulness and hot flashes, right? But in Japan, traditionally, the #1 complaint isn't brain fog, it's shoulder stiffness. In fact, for the longest time, there wasn't even a common Japanese word for hot flash. It just shows you how much our culture and our environment can shape how we actually experience these physical changes. So what is actually going on inside the brain that causes this fog? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is what scientists call an energy crisis. See, as our estrogen levels drop, the brain's ability to use its main fuel source, glucose, plummets by about 25%. Think about that. Your brain is literally getting 25% less fuel. One neuroscientist I read called it starvation mode, and that's exactly what it is. Your brain cells are struggling for energy, and that struggle, well, that's the brain fog you feel. All right, so if the Western brain is in an energy crisis, where can we look for answers? Where is the story different? Well, our investigation is taking us to our first destination, the incredible Japanese island of Okinawa. It's a blue zone that's famous for its super sharp seniors. Let's go see what clues we can find. And one of the biggest clues, not surprisingly, is what's on their plates. The traditional Okinawan diet is just loaded with brain-protective powerhouses. We're talking vibrant sweet potatoes, all kinds of green and yellow veggies, and a lot of soy foods like tofu and miso, which are full of these helpful plant-based estrogens. It's basically a perfect anti-inflammatory, antioxidant-rich menu designed to feed the brain exactly what it needs to get through that energy crisis we were talking about. But it's not just about the food, It's also about their mindset. This Japanese proverb says it all. The older the wise one gets, the brighter she shines. Just think about that. Instead of fearing getting older, it's celebrated as a time of growing wisdom and influence. That positive outlook alone can dramatically lower stress. And we know that stress just makes brain fog 100 times worse. Okay, let's hop over to our next destination. We're going to the Greek island of Ikaria. Now, this place is fascinating because dementia is practically unheard of there. It's almost non-existent. So what's their secret? What are they doing so differently? In Ikaria, it's really the whole package. It's a lifestyle that basically builds a protective shield around the brain. Of course, you've got that amazing Mediterranean diet with all the olive oil and fresh vegetables, but it's more than that. It's the constant natural movement. They're gardening, they're walking everywhere. Life is just slower. There's way less chronic stress. And maybe most importantly, their social connections are rock solid. They live a life full of purpose and community. And we now know that's one of the most powerful things you can do for your brain. I love this proverb from Sardinia, which is another one of these amazing blue zones. At 70, you are still a child. At 80 or 90, maybe. It just perfectly sums up this spirit of vitality, right? There's this built-in cultural expectation that you're gonna stay sharp, you're gonna stay engaged for your entire life. It's not just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life and brain power to your years. So we've got clues from diet, clues from lifestyle, clues from culture, but this is where it gets really, really cool. This is where all this ancient wisdom suddenly collides with a groundbreaking, Nobel Prize-winning scientific discovery. You're gonna love this. Just look at how this all connects. For centuries, Buddhist monks have been using this funny-looking mushroom called lion's mane to help them concentrate during meditation. Okay, file that away. Then, flash forward to the 1950s. A brilliant scientist, Dr. Rita Levi-Montalcini, discovers the super important protein that helps brain cells survive. She even wins a Nobel Prize for it. And then, in 1991, bam, the two stories crash into each other. A researcher finds that the stuff inside lion's mane mushrooms actually tells the brain to make more of that exact Nobel Prize-winning protein. How amazing is that? Ancient practice meets modern science. So what is this stuff? It's called nerve growth factor, or NGF for short. And the best way to think about it is like fertilizer for your brain cells. Seriously, it helps them grow, stay healthy, and talk to each other. Now here's the kicker for us. When estrogen drops during menopause, NGF levels can drop right along with it. But, and this is the hopeful part, as we just saw with lion's mane, there are things in nature, in these traditional diets, that can actually help our brains produce more of it. Okay, we've traveled the world gathering clues, we've seen how ancient wisdom is backed up by cutting-edge science, so the big question, the so what of all this, is what does it mean for you right now? Let's bring it all home and talk about how you can start building a better brain future today. This number is everything. It's both staggering and so incredibly hopeful. Major research suggests that up to 40% of dementia cases might be preventable or at least delayed just by managing lifestyle factors. Let that sink in. This means your brain's future isn't just written in your genes. It's something you have real power over based on the choices you make every single day. So here it is, the solution to our mystery, the lessons we've learned from the world's healthiest women. It's actually pretty straightforward. First, eat to feed your brain. Think plants, think anti-inflammatory, just like in Okinawa. Second, move your body in natural ways every day. You don't have to kill yourself at the gym. Third, find your tribe. Cultivate those deep social bonds and have a sense of purpose. And finally, and this one's huge, reframe how you think about aging. It's a promotion to wisdom, not a slide into decline. So, when you put it all together, the evidence is just crystal clear. Brain fog is not a life sentence. It's not inevitable. The brain you're gonna have at 80 is literally being built by what you do today, what you eat, how you move, who you connect with. So I'll leave you with this question. What kind of brain are you gonna build?